Hey guys, this is Coach Zach. For those that don't know me, I've been coaching the track for a few years, Blood Mountain rider and Tail the Dragon rider for many years. Exclusively track now, currently coaching with Precision Track Days. I get a lot of questions, a lot of the same questions year to year. It's mostly pertaining to, hey Zach, what do I got to do if I'm a first time track rider? How do I prep my bike? What gear items do I need? So today I'm going to go over a few of those items and go over some of the differences and things that I would recommend after going through many different gear selections and laying some down as well. So of course we go to the track because it's safe, so safety is paramount. One of the biggest things you're going to need is a proper fitting helmet and an ECE. Some recommend DOT only. I would get an ECE, which is the European standard for safety. It's a little bit debatable, a little bit safer. I mean, I'm going to say it's safer, just like Snell is another safety rating. So in the helmets, you'll find safety ratings, and you'll also find a date code for when this helmet was manufactured. Most helmets are going to be a 5-year use. What do I mean by that? That means in 5 years, the EPS or whatever's inside of it is going to dry out and it's not going to be as protective. The other huge thing you're going to look out for is fitment. When you get a helmet, I know my first helmet when I got it, pardon my shiny head, it was huge and my head rattled all around in it. That's not safe. So what happens is if your head impacts the ground, or your helmet, impacts the ground, your head then impacts the inside of the helmet, which is reducing, if not negating, a lot of what the helmet does, okay? So when you're buying a new helmet, this is track or street, this is anybody, this is what you wanna look for. It needs to be snug, and when you put it on, there should be no gap. The cheeks should be nice and tight, but not too tight. You don't wanna get a headache. And when I move the helmet, you see how my skin and everything is moving with it? That's a nice proper fitting helmet. It's not bobbling around, it's nice and snug. What it's not is so tight that I'm gonna get a headache after 5 minutes of wearing it. The other thing that can cause that as well is a misshapen helmet. I have what's closer to a long oval head shape. There's long oval, intermediate, and round. So you need to find your head shape, find the manufacturer's website, and you need to measure your head and then find out what helmet fits your head shape and your size the best. Again, that's the most important thing you can buy because it doesn't take much of an impact for your head to get pretty badly damaged, okay? I've already got enough brain damage, I don't need any more, so I make sure to get a really good helmet. You don't have to buy a super expensive helmet, just make sure it has a decent rating on it, it's new or newer, and it fits your head correctly, okay? I'm gonna move on to gloves. The other thing that you're gonna need when coming to the track is, it's called a gauntlet glove. This is a full glove that goes beyond my wrist. See that? So my wrist is here, and it comes down and beyond, all right? So the reason for that is when your suit, where your suit ends, this will cover that gap, okay? So if you had normal gloves that stop here at the wrist, there can be a gap right here, and we don't want to have any skin showing, okay? Skin does not win against asphalt. So the brand I currently am running is Plus. I do like them, especially for the price. They're custom suits. It's really hard to beat. I do recommend a custom suit, but I also recommend RST for a new rider. RST, they offer a high level of leather protection for a low price. I've crashed an RST and had very little to no injuries, including their boots and their gloves, which can be had for, I think, right around 150 bucks or less for the gloves and 150 bucks or less for their full race boots, okay? Speaking of boots, let's move on to boots. You're gonna want a full race boot, okay? It doesn't have to be this heavy duty. This is the TCX. This is kind of the not knockoff, but it's very close to the Alpine Stars. But you're gonna want you're gonna need a full boot that's gonna come all the way up, not just a shorty boot that you might see people wear in the street. And this is also very important because ankles are something that get just, they get really messed up in motorcycle crashes, okay? We have hard parts on the bike that like to jam into our legs and ankles and things like that, okay? So something to protect your ankles and to have some sideways and forward and aft mobility restriction is huge. You know, we still got to go to work on Monday, so we need to make sure if we do have an off, even if it's just a small loci, that, you know, we can still walk to work, right? So the last thing is a suit. This is a one-piece race suit. You can get a two-piece that zips together. If it's 3/4 zip, meaning 3/4 of the way around, it's going to zip together, and that is approved. I do recommend one of these. Yes, they're a pain in the butt. Yes, it sucks to get in and out of, but I will say if you get some of the Under Armour silky kind of material, you can slide right in and right out even if you're sweaty. A lot of these have washable liners in them. Like this one is a removable washable liner, so I can take that out and wash it if it gets stinky. Quick little tip, if you're done riding in it and it's sweaty, never lay it down and crumple it up and throw it in the corner. It will start to mold and stink. Always hang it up, okay? Or put a fan in it, whatever, but let it air, okay? Some people are worried about taking care of these leather items. Just get a good quality, whether it's Bic or honey leather, some kind of a quality leather cleaner and conditioner. It's not that hard to take care of these things. They do cost money, so we want to make sure they last as long as possible. So the last thing I'm going to go over is what I recommend. If you can afford it, I would recommend an airbag suit. If you can't, at least get yourself a dedicated back protector. I personally have spine damage from my job, and this thing has saved my butt on more than one occasion. I have fallen over and low-sided a few times, and my back was perfectly fine. I got right back up, jumped right back up. I was good. I even broke my pinky off in one of these crashes, and my back was totally fine. So those are the equipment that I recommend and what you will need to start track days. In another video I'm going to make, I'm going to go over what you need to do to prep your bike for a first-time track goer. It's not that much. A lot of people get scared and intimidated on what they have to do for their bike, but I'm telling you, it can all be done in less than an hour, or if your coolant's already changed out, it takes 10 minutes, I promise. So look forward to that video, and if you have any questions about anything I went over, feel free to message me and ask. Talk to you guys later.